take a seat, picks it up and walks off to another table with it.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that was something that just went through his head.
Aren't you going to get your food? That's a good idea. I should get
Oh.
food. I hadn't thought about that.
Genius.
Well done, Semyon.
Genius.
Truly, we are in the presence of a genius.
Oh, definitely. Though, I'm pretty sure this is the only time we've seen these two together in this line so far.
Yeah, I don't know. We probably have at some point, but we don't remember.
Yeah, because that would have been, what, like 6 months ago at this point?
What are you talking about? Nah, it would have been just yesterday, clearly.
Clearly.
Because we're organised enough to record like that.
That pretty much is our recording. When's this got to be done in? By tomorrow. We should probably do a recording at some point.
And then there's the fact that you're still putting up Karawa Shoujo episodes that we recorded last year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Meaning like really jarring jumps and differences in my mic and just overall recording quality.
In fact, I'm still sick. I think was it in that when we were recording that one, when we were doing the ES one, I get sick just as I get sick in the Karawa Shoujo recording.
How's that for timing, eh?
That's pretty damn impressive timing, but given it was about the same time year-wise.
Yeah, though that only means that we recorded Karawa Shoujo literally a year ago.
Yeah, we started about a year ago recording that. It's so weird. It's like, holy shit, this is what I sounded like a year ago. This is what...
And I remember in a couple episodes I was talking about how, I'm 19 years old, and I'm like, no, I'm not anymore. I'm 20 now.
Definitely.
In a couple months' time, I'll be 21.
Mm. So we may still not get to. We may still not get to your birthday in Karawa Shoujo by the time we get to your birthday this year.
Wait, did we really did we record past my birthday? I don't even remember.
I don't remember either. It's because we recorded pretty much on and off for about 4 months on Karawa Shoujo.
Yeah, we did.
When we could get things done.
Yeah, except the upload schedule was a little more sporadic, shall we say?
And there was another channel.
Yeah.
It was the Expect Lag version 1.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
Thanks, YouTube copyright.
Yes. Thank you for telling me before I upload stuff that this thing that everyone else does is actually not allowed.
Fair use is a fine line that a robot can't quite discern at this point, you know?
But, well, that's what happened, and we're back, and we've been actually going pretty good. Is it doing the thing where it stops? Yep, it thinks I'm dead. The game thinks I'm dead. Also, what? Oh, that's right, the swimsuit. Where...
Sovnyok Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. You're going for a swim. Just swim in your undies, mate.
Yeah, mate, just like be a Kiwi. Whatever you're wearing. Close enough.
Swim in your birthday suit. Don't be so modest.
Yeah. Just go to any beach in like summer and get those old guys and the budgie smugglers and beer guts. Oh.
Yeah. For those viewers that don't know, I've budgie smugglers refers to speedos
or anything that's just a size too small.
Yeah, basically like it's not fun.
No.
One of the most terrifying pictures I've ever seen was former Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott wearing a pair of budgie smugglers.
Oh.
And it was not an attractive picture.
He's not attractive when he's fully clothed and in a business suit.
And he's not attractive as like a human being either, given his somewhat scary stance on religion for a man who was in charge of an entire country.
Yeah. He was. Then again, they had 3 prime ministers in a year.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I remember it being a running joke. Oh, Australia's changed Prime Minister. That means it's time to check your smoke alarm batteries.
Yes, I remember that. Okay. No, this is
So they had
interesting.
Kevin Rudd, Julia Gillard, what's his face, Tony Abbott, and now they have Malcolm Turnbull.
Who's actually
I think only two of those prime ministers were actually elected. The others were just power struggles in the leading party, pushing people out of office.
Yep. So I do find it interesting that just before he was commenting that he no longer is afraid of the other members of the camp, and that
despite the fact that just before he was saying he was terrified of going swimming with Alisa.
Yeah, but he's no longer actively afraid of them for them being outsiders, but more like he sees them like the pioneers.
Pink boxes decorated with butterflies and flowers. I'd totally go swimming in that.
I somehow don't think those are Alisas. I feel that she just literally went to like the first female cabin and just took them.
Are you gonna put them on?
No.
Put them on! Oh God, Semyon, you're playing a very dangerous game. Oh boy.
Hey, it's not a bad comeback given.
Yeah. Fucking good zinger though.
Yeah, definitely a good one.
And he's smart enough not to bet with Alisa. Oh, Alisa's just not having a bar of it. Don't be allowed.
Then again, she doesn't have a bar of it regardless. Right up until that part in her line. Though that's a good scene.
I don't know the part.
Is it her line or the other one?
Uliana, I have no idea.
No,
I don't know which part you're talking about. And now she's trying to blackmail us.
Of course she is.
Exactly, of course she is. Decided to go to the beach in the end, but not in those flamboyant trunks. Come on, Semyon, spoil sport. Wuss. He'll be there in 10. Shows up wearing a Borat mankini.
Oh, the only outfit to be banned at the Sevens.
Yeah, Wellington Sevens banned the
only
mankini.
outfit. Hey, she loaded.
Yes, we walked within her. She walked in within our render distance.
No, she opened the door and the space inside loaded.
Still no news regarding Shurik.
Yep. But yeah, like this generic pose seriously reminds me of like the render pose for any Skyrim character when you walk in and you find them like just as they load in, and they have that sort of mannequin effect.
Yeah.
And then they actually load the programming. This is what that pose reminds me of so much.
Strange that it didn't seem to surprise her that we'd had no luggage when we first met.
Like I said, she's like a Skyrim NPC.
So what are you gonna wear? I don't fucking know.
Hang on. E scroll Olga Dmitrievna, scroll across. What can I buy from her?
One pair of swimming trunks for no gold. Oh.
Thing is, I can sit there and actually understand why. Like, you'd be surprised what anyone in charge of these type of things just has spare.
Well, I mean, presumably kids leave shit behind at camp all the time.
Oh yeah. First rule of anything on barracks: go through every cupboard you can find, because finders keepers.
Funny that they were just his size.
Hmm. Just like a Skyrim item.
Yeah, no matter who you pick the armor up off, it's always perfectly sized for Dragonborn.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't matter if you picked it up off a guy and you're a girl; it still fits perfectly.
And somehow develops breast armor.
Yep, yep, exactly. Honestly, if I were in Semyon's shoes, I would have gone in the pink trunks and just not given a shit.
Yeah, but this is Semyon. He gives a lot of shit.
He gets a lot of shit from Alisa too.
Oh, but Alisa's just that's what she does to him.
Yeah. I don't want to swim.
And being a child.
Not a fan of swimming.
I'm too cool for this, so I'm gonna sit on the beach and look like a loner.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's a fair enough comment, though.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, what would you do in Semyon's shoes?
Well, I would have either tried to figure out what was going on, or just been like, wow, this is my life now.
I'm surrounded by attractive girls.
Who somehow all seem to actually be interested in my existence. There is no reason any of them should be attracted to him.
No. Clearly, he has the body of a bodybuilder slash just plain old hunk.
Oh yeah, just
He's
flexes
completely
and shirt
ripped.
rips type build.
What was that? Suplexes what?
Flexes his muscles and his shirt just disappears.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Like in the type of build that'll let you suplex mountains.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, God, that is such a disturbing part of the game, that one.
how far can he walk considering he doesn't know where he is?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know the line I'm talking about there, don't you?
I think I do.
Yeah.
Eliana has something in her hands. I wonder what it could possibly be.
It's the crayfish.
You know, I've never quite understood the difference between lobster and crayfish. I think it's something to do with the size of the pincers.
Mm. There definitely is a difference, but I could not tell you the difference.
I have a feeling that the artist drew this image at this angle solely for the purpose of getting a somewhat risque angle on Alisa.
Oh yeah. You don't draw this particular shot from this angle without that being in your intent. Really? You're gonna throw away the claws? There's meat in those arms.
I was about to say, exactly, yeah, don't throw away the claws if you're going to eat it for dinner.
Seriously, there's a lot of meat that people just biff in lobster and crayfish. Yeah, too many people just eat the tails. But now there's like, you break open the legs and you suck out the insides of them. You go through the claw arms and right up into like the head and stuff. Ooh, so good.
I haven't had crayfish in so long.
Oh, I got the opportunity a couple of weeks ago and it was so good.
And Lisa has no empathy or sympathy for the poor animal.
Yeah. I think that's the wrong facial expression though.
I think it's more just dejected, like
Yeah.
acceptance of the situation.
Though, why the blush?
Because you've got a dirty mind.
Also, it's probably like the only sprite they have.
Yeah.
That could be it.
Well, I mean, she's got the swimsuit on, like, so this is already just a custom sprite. Unless they just copied and pasted the head directly.
Maybe. Though, Helen Clark's in a really good standing to get to be head of the UN.
Secretary General, yes.
Yeah.
Former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Helen Clark.
Yeah, and it's like, the only Prime Minister to get New Zealand not in the red budget-wise.
Hmm.
Despite a lot of the negative press her government had, they did it really well, given that they weren't in debt. We had actually a pretty good, like, and he falls asleep. God, was I really
Yep.
that boring, Semyon?
I'd be very careful falling asleep around Alisa and Uliana.
It's all Dmitrievna.
And in the sun, who has an inexplicably revealing bikini for what I think is supposed to be the Soviet era.
Yeah, but then again, so did Alisa.
Yeah. I didn't comment on the time, but yeah, you're right.
Hmm. But then again, I am not a fashion expert of Soviet era swimwear, so I really don't know.
I just feel like it wouldn't be quite this revealing.
Mm, maybe, maybe not. But then again, this is suggested to be the 80s,
Yeah.
so we are in a period where this type of attire was starting to become more common.
Yeah, who knows? It's funny though, the reason that the Adidas tracksuit has become kind of like a fashion trend amongst Russian or Slavic people was because during the Cold War era, sorry, you couldn't just go down to the store and buy one. You had to get it like specially and possibly not quite legally imported from the US. So if you had an Adidas tracksuit, it meant you had connections and you were well off and you could afford it.
Hmm.
And so that's why people still wear it. And Semyon got sunburned.
Yeah.
That's one thing that people I know from the southern hemisphere found out. Sorry, from the northern hemisphere found out the hard way about New Zealand is that you need to wear sunblock if you're
Oh
outside
yeah.
during the summer.
And it's not none of that 5 FPS shit that like the North has. Ours is like 40 minimum.
50 FPS, yeah.
40, 50 is like that's over the counter. You can pick it up anywhere. Ooh.
Right, where do we need to go?
And more importantly, as much as we will start this search for Shurik in the afternoon, right now for us, this will be the end of this episode. So thank you everyone for coming along, watching and or listening. So as a farewell, have a good day, good evening and good night.
Later, guys.